What is my secret Instagram trick that actually gets me results while everybody else is complaining about their algorithm? And that's probably also you. In this episode, I actually reveal and uncover the trick that I personally use every single time, every single day on Instagram that actually is getting me amazing results, growing over 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, even 5,000 followers a day on accounts that we have and run for ourselves and for clients. So if you want to learn the exact trick and how you can actually implement it for yourself, don't go anywhere and listen to this entire podcast, because we will reveal step by step on how you can actually do it as well. Welcome, family, to another episode of Success Tank, helping you grow from income to impact. And today we're talking about all Instagram, right? We're talking about what is the actual secret trick, if you want to call it that I use on Instagram. And this is something that's gonna it's pretty freaking basic, and you're probably gonna be pissed at it when I tell you. But before that, I want you to know something, and before I actually tell you, in business or anything in life. And I've mentioned this before in previous podcasts. The two things that are the most successful and literally determine whether you are successful or not is focus and networking. Those are literally the two things that will determine whether you're successful or not. So on Instagram, you got to focus on the right thing and network. That's it, right? Now, if you do that persistently and resiliently and just keep pushing at it over and over and over again, you will succeed, right? That's it. If you keep pounding, the door will be will be knocked out. Obviously, you want to knock on the right door, which is why I'm gonna share with you the trick. But if you're able to do this, you're gonna have success on Instagram regardless of what you do. No matter the niche, no matter the language, no matter the industry. We've done this hundreds of times. We've helped hundreds of people do it as well, and I know this thing works like a charm. Okay, so first thing, know that you gotta be persistent. You gotta have perseverance. You gotta keep going when things get hard. When things get hard, when things get tough, the tough keep going. I think that's how the saying goes. But that's the whole idea. Okay, you gotta be you gotta have perseverance, and you gotta have courage to keep going. So, like anything, nothing is overnight. We have gotten to the point that we think everything is overnight just because we can have success so fast. I mean, think about it. In my case, I went from zero debt, broke, nothing, no business experience 2 years ago to having $1 million business 2 years later. So think about how fast is that. We a lot of times underestimate what we can do in 1 year and overestimate what we can do in 1 month. Okay, so just know that things take time, and you gotta be perseverant throughout those times. Okay, so a mango tree, for example, is not built overnight. You got to plant the seed, you got to nurture the seed, you got to water the seed, you got to make sure the seed has sun, and then it starts growing a little bit, and then you got to keep doing it, and then it starts growing a little bit more, and then you got to keep doing it, and then it starts growing a little bit more, and then it throws branches, and the trunk gets big and strong, and then you got to keep doing it, and that's when the fruits come, and then you can eat a mango, right? You cannot eat the mango before that, so just know that. Now, here's the little trick, and you're gonna get pissed at me and say, "Oh shit, that's so basic." But just know, this is literally the trick, and that is market research. Okay, market research. That is literally the trick that you have to do in order to make sure you are successful on Instagram. And this is how it works. Okay, market research is just another tool that you do in order to model success, because that's what I believe is the biggest thing and the biggest key indicator whether somebody's gonna have success or not. And this is applied not only on Instagram but just normal business. Let's say, for example, if you want to build a coffee shop, right? You want to build a normal coffee shop. What will you do? Would you just throw up a random coffee shop in the middle of the street, not knowing what products to sell, how to sell them, what price points, where you're going to get the customers, the location, just hire a bunch of staff, buy a bunch of equipment, and hope it works? Would you do that? Would you spend 100 G's just to hope it works? No. I'm sure you wouldn't. And if you did, you're probably stupid. I'm sorry. So then why would you do that on Instagram, even though it's free, right? So that's the biggest thing that people don't understand, that they think they can just throw up it in the air and hope it works. It doesn't work like that unless you want to waste a ton of time like I did, right? It took me 5 years to figure this out. 5 years to know that all I had to do was market research. So don't make the same mistake I did. Or just wait just spend 5 years. And then in 5 years you're gonna do the exact same thing I'm telling you today. So how does this look? You're doing market research in order to model success. And this applies to, like I said, normal business. Like if you're starting a coffee shop, you're probably going to research Starbucks, or like the coffee shop, like the mom pop shop that's down the street that's very successful. And you're going to see like how they work their systems, all these different little things that most people overlook. You're going to see them and you're going to research them and you're going to go on Google and you're going to all these little things, right? Because you want a successful coffee shop. Exactly the same thing you got to do on Instagram. You got to know your market. You got to know the industry. You got to know the accounts. And this is how it works. This is the exact process that I follow. First off, I go in any niche, right? No matter what. And the first thing you do is research the keyword, or you're going to try to find the competitors and influencers, because they will literally tell you what's working, what's not. Okay. And like this works, like I've worked like the most weird niches, like freaking landscaping. Like landscaping is probably like the most unsexy thing you can ever hear of, like ever. But I have seen pages with 50,000 followers or 100,000 followers, right? And they're making sales from that thing. And I've seen pages and clients that I have selling pigs, like right, like pigs, mini pigs for $3,000 to $5,000 each, and selling live animals through Instagram. Like those are just like super weird niches. Like, so if there's an audience online, if you're able to sell it on Facebook, if you've seen somebody sell it on eBay, if you've seen somebody sell it on Amazon or whatever, or sell it somewhere on the face of the earth, on the internet, you can probably sell it as well on Instagram. There's probably an audience there. So this is what I do. I research the influencers and competitors, and the easiest way to do it is just to type in the main keyword of the niche that you're in. So for example, let's say you're in fitness, or I don't know, let's just use another example that is not fitness, because fitness is pretty simple. Let's just use fishing, because fishing, people think is hard, but fishing is pretty freaking easy, and the niche is very passionate. Okay, let's just use fishing for example. What do? Well, you type in #fishing, or you type in #hunting, or something like that. Or you can also use, for example, a website that we use. It's called socialpotato.com or mindviral.com. So you can go to those websites, socialpotato.com, and you can check it out. You can research the hashtags, all these things like competitors, influencers, all that good stuff, right? So what do? We type in the keyword on Instagram. It's completely free. Like, you don't have to buy any software. Like, or you can use like a tool like Social Potato, that which just helps you with that and like streamlining the process. But it's super simple. You just research, boom, tells you the content that works. Then all the content, you will see the content that's best performing, the top performing post, and then in there you will see and find the best influencers. Influencers that have 10, 20, 30, 50, 100,000 followers, right? Go to their accounts. Now, the difference between an influencer and a competitor is that an influencer is obviously somebody that has a humongous page, right? A big page like that has, I don't know, 100,000 followers if you have like 100. A competitor, on the other hand, is somebody that has 200 followers. That's closer to your size. That's a competitor. So you want to research both, because the influencer will tell you what's working, and the competitor is somebody that you can network with. Remember, focus networking? Yeah, exactly. So you research the influencers, and then you're going to see what their profile picture looks like, what their bio looks like, and then look at their content. Look at the best performing posts, or what I call the BPPs. These are the content that has proven to perform and that have above average engagement. If you just scroll through the page, you'll be able to find the pages and the content that has above average engagement. So for example, let's assume they have 1,000 likes per picture, and the content that gets 5,000 likes per picture, that's the best. That's the BPP. That's the content that you're going to take and you're going to model after. Okay, you're going to like create a spreadsheet, create a batch, download the content, all that good stuff. Just make sure you have it so you know what works. Then you're going to see what call to actions they have, because also that's another thing. How are they engaging with their audience? What call to actions are they using? How is their audience responding? What hashtags are they using? So you just, copy and paste the hashtags, create a spreadsheet, boom, right there. Then you're going to see what Instagram stories are they doing. Also, make sure you write down, are there a personal brand, meaning like, is it like somebody else behind the content, like the account with like a name and face, or is it like a theme account, meaning like an influencer that just has account and a theme account around fishing or whatever the niche is, right? In this case, it's fishing. And that's how you do it, right? Theme accounts, e-commerce pages, brands, whatever, personal brands, you just write everything down, see what content is working for them. And let's assume, for example, you have a personal brand yourself, right? You want to become the fishing expert and you're very good at fishing. What are you going to do? What type of content are you going to create? Well, simple, right? You see what other fishing, like the theme fishing page has, and let's assume they have, I don't know, like they caught an amazing fish and they're like swinging around, like they have a harpoon and they like putting in slow motion and they like, all that stuff. what are you going to do? You're doing exactly the same thing. You're going to create exactly the same content. And you have your phone. The iPhone right now has like 60 frames a second, 120 frames a second. For those of you who do not are technical in terms of cameras and photography and videography, that just means that you can put things in very, 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 very slow motion. Okay? Like you can use the exact same iPhone and content to create amazing content. Just like all those influencers back on Instagram. So what do? See the BPPs and create it for yourself. If you have a personal brand, just replicate it and model it and just create it yourself, right? If they took a picture like with this angle, you take a picture with that angle. If they made the video with this angle, you do the video with that angle. If they have good lighting, you make sure you have good lighting. If they caught, I don't know, some type of fish, you try to catch that same type of fish, right? And that kind of stuff. And then you find your voice, and then you find what content works, and then you start seeing the patterns. And then, for example, if you have a theme page or a brand page that's like not on your page, well, what do? Well, you just research the content, you reshare the content, you repurpose the content that you already saw perform well over on somebody else's page, you post it on yours. And yes, I get it, like somebody's gonna pop up and say, oh, you cannot use my content. But here's the thing, 9 times out of 10, that person will be happy with you because you're giving them free promotion. Think about this for a moment. Google, Facebook, the biggest companies, do they own any of the content? No, but yet they're the biggest companies, right? So Facebook doesn't own any of the content, but yet they're one of the biggest social media platforms out there. Google doesn't own any of the content, yet they're the biggest search engine in the world. YouTube doesn't own any of the content, but yet they're the biggest video streaming platform in the world. So why not? Why can't you be the YouTube of fishing on Instagram, right? Why can't you be? Why can't you just share amazing fishing videos on your Instagram? Here's the thing. When somebody sees your video, their video on your page, and you're giving them credit, they will love you. So you're first, aka networking, building the relationship with the influencer that you can then leverage for something later on, right? And then on top of that, your audience that you're building out is loving you for sharing that amazing piece of content with them. And on top of that, you're also building your audience as well. So there's like a 3-way symbiotic relationship here, a triangle. The influencer loves you because you gave them credit and you promoted them for free and you're telling them, hey, your content is good enough to be promoted for free. That's first one. Second, your audience loves you because you shared an amazing piece of content with them that they wouldn't have found another way. Third, your audience is growing as well. Instagram is showing it to more people because your content is amazing, right? So figuring out the BPPs and the market research is the fundamental most important part ever, period. Okay, the market research and modeling success. And this is how we do it. Influencers, competitors, and you model from there. See what content is working. See the hashtags, see their bios, see their profile pictures, see the Instagram stories. Watch all these little things and watch it over and over again. Again, be resilient, be persistent. Watch it over and over and over and over again. And you will see patterns. Write it down, put a spreadsheet up. Write it down and you will see and find the patterns in there. And then what do? When you find a pattern, you obviously just implement it. And that's how, for example, if you just take 1 week, assuming that's a lot, but let's assume just take 1 week every single day, you research for several hours a day, 1 week. By the end of the week, you will be an expert in that field. You will be probably the best in the world, or one of the best in the world. You will be very well educated in that niche, in that space, in that market. You will know what to post, what actually even to sell, what are the pain points for people, all these different little things that normal people will not know. And then what do? You simply model it. And that's it. That's how you have fast success on Instagram. That's how you do it. It's not trying to just wing it and figure it that's the most important part. And then obviously from there, is what I call, you start implementing what's called the 4 pillars of Instagram, which is content, consistency, market research, and networking. And as you see, market research is number 3. And again, what content is working? Well, you just figure it out. You just researched it, so you know what content works. Consistency, how many times a day should you post? Well, you just researched it because the influencers are telling you how many times a day they're posting. So how many times a day you should post? Probably the same amount, right? As a general rule, you should post at the very minimum at least once a day. If you have a theme account, you should start posting 3 to 6 times a day or even more. The more you post, the more you grow. If you want to find out more about these 4 pillars and topics, in specific details, and me sharing the screen, because obviously this is a podcast, I cannot share the screen here. Just go to my YouTube channel. I have several videos that I talk specifically there about the 4 pillars of Instagram and how to grow in 2019 your Instagram account. Okay, and then from there, the 4th pillar is networking. And again, as you see, who are the people who I'm going to network with? Well, the influencers that I just researched. So yeah, that's it. You have all the data, everything from literally just implementing the market research. And that's how you do it. Okay, 4 pillars, 4 steps. That's it. But the most important one, and the secret trick that I do that probably like not many people do, is actually take time to actually do the market research. And right now, Social Potato, like I said, is a free tool that you can use. They actually also have paid section in there, I believe, that you can actually implement and use it to like do the market research on a whole new level, and like several other tools that you can use on Instagram and social and YouTube, all that stuff. But use Social Potato, use mindviral.com to make sure you find, for example, see the stats on the influencers, see how much they're growing, see what hashtags are they using, see the BBPs that they have, all these different little things that most people just forget about and just go over their head. You are going to see them, and you're going to basically be a superhero. You're going to be like Superman, going into a room and seeing like with X-ray vision everything, right? And you're going to be able to like determine the future, what's going to count. And when a new Instagram update comes out, you're going to be able to like, oh, that doesn't really matter because I already am set. And all these different little things, just see the patterns, see what the influencers are doing. This applies for Instagram TV as well, like a new update that came out in there. Like this applies for anything. When a new update comes out, you doing the market research, you understanding the market, you understanding how that works, then you're able to apply the new update that comes out to that market, and then just explode and be the first one there. That's why we're so ahead of the market versus everybody else, because we have dozens and dozens of data entry points between our own accounts that are between multiple languages, multiple niches, multiple industries, and on top of that, not even counting our clients, but on top of that, our students as well. So we have a lot of data that we're able to pull from because we've done the market research beforehand, because we understand how to pull data, how to read it, and that's why we're so ahead of everybody else. But like this trick right here, this little step, if you do it and you do it right, you will only have to do it once. And then maybe every now and then, like every few months, you can update it if you want to. But you only need to do it once, and that is it. If you do it once correctly, you will be successful with Instagram. And that's the main thing I want you to take away from this episode. Make sure you rewind if you want to. Go through the steps. I know I talk a little bit fast sometimes. Not sometimes, almost every single time. But just go back and start taking the steps little by little. See the influencers, see the competitors, research the BBPs, see what content is working, the hashtags, the posting times, all these little minor details that most people overlook. You are going to take them into account. You're going to write them down. You're going to put them in a spreadsheet. You're going to see the patterns. You're going to do this over and over again for like several different influencers. You find, for example, one, and then you put the little arrow that's next to the follow button. You click it down, and then it will show you related accounts in the specific niche. So, for example, you went to, I don't know, fishing 101, right? And you click the little arrow and you find fishing_hunting. And then you go to a fishing_hunting. And then you go from like, and then you go down this rabbit hole from different accounts, different influencers, different competitors that you're able to find. And you're able to build out your database to find the patterns. And not only that, to also find the people who you should be networking with, that you should have in your circle, that you should collaborate with, in order to have massive success on Instagram and grow extremely, extremely quickly. And that's how you do it. Okay, that's how you do it. All right. If you want to find out a little bit more and have massive success on Instagram, and even like me, give you the data, give you the influencers, give you the competitors, give you the data in different niches, fishing, hunting, like fitness, beauty, makeup, Spanish, like even in different languages. And we're constantly updating over and over again. Also have a free access to a completely free software that actually one of our students built and be part of the community. I suggest you join igboss.com right now. It is our training program and coaching program that we actually show you step by step on how to grow your Instagram account effectively the right way. We give you all the data, so there's zero guesswork, and obviously there's like only limited things that I can share here. And obviously I cannot share my screen, but in that program and in the course, we actually show you step by step, sharing our screen, sharing this exact steps. So there's zero guesswork. We have people who have gone from zero, no experience whatsoever, to over 700,000 followers in like a year. Okay, like 700,000 followers and 100% organically, not having to pay for ads for anything. 700,000 followers and becoming one of the biggest and fastest beauty brands on Instagram. Okay, like we have students, and then from there, the actual program teaches you how to actually monetize that following as well. We have students who have made $15,000 in just 24 hours. Okay, like all the students have in just 2 weeks from starting the course, have made $3,500 a month. Others who have made $3,000 and $8,000 in just one single weekend, 5 days after taking the course. So this program, if you want that, if you want to get to the next level in terms of your Instagram game, I suggest you join it. We also have a student group and a community there that's just amazing. We do weekly live training coaching calls in there where you can ask questions and all that good stuff. And again, the reason why we do it is because we want you to succeed. on Instagram. Okay, so join IG Boss. Just go to igboss.com/go in order to get access to that. igboss.com/go if you want to take advantage of the IG Boss program. And again, there's going to be a little special offer for only the podcast listeners. So you can go to igboss.com/go or igboss.com/podcast, and that's where you actually find a little special offer, a little special, little something that we have here for only the podcast listeners. Okay, so that's my call to action for you today. Go check it out, igboss.com/go or igboss.com/podcast. Go check it out if you want to find out more about Instagram and how you can take your Instagram game to the next level, and how to, just like I showed here with you today, this little secret, how you can actually implement it and just have us do the hard work and the trial and error and the figuring it out and all these little things, so we can just hand it over to you, give you the software, give you the tools and everything in order for you to have success on Instagram, right? So thank you so much for hearing being here with me today in this podcast. Make sure you subscribe and rate us. I would really appreciate it. Any feedback that you have will be really, really encouraged and really, really appreciated. We're starting out the podcast and we want to have as many reviews and all that stuff as possible. And we want to know if we're doing it right and if you're actually enjoying this content. Okay, so just review it. We really appreciate every single one of your comments on Facebook, on Instagram, all that good stuff. And that's why we're here for you. Okay, we're here to help and serve you. So any feedback that you can give us that will help us help you and serve you better will really, really be appreciated. Okay, go implement these strategies. Go implement this little secret trick on Instagram that nobody's talking about. And I cannot wait to have and see the success you have on Instagram. Okay, see you in the next one.